Welcome and thank you for joining us for the 2022 CSI Predator U.S. Pro Billiard Series. This is the Arcadia Arizona Open being held in Tucson, Arizona. First of 6 events scheduled for 2022, and we have a full field of players of 64, and we are down to the final 16, vying for that $75,000 in prize fund. This is a first round on the 16. Roland has not lost a match. Roland Garcia versus Naoyuki Oi. This is George Teacha in the booth, joined by Tony Robles.
Hey George, how are you today?
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Well, I always look forward to the opportunity to work with you. I'm excited for this match. You have two fantastic players here who are definitely more than capable of winning the tournament.
Yes, they are. In fact, Roland's last match was Carlo Beato, who took second place in this tournament last year. And so we can see in order to beat Carlo, you know what that takes.
Oh, yeah. And we just got done with the match with Federer Gorst versus Ralph Souquet, and Federer, who is the defending champion, and he got by Ralph Souquet in that one. Played a pretty solid match.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he played a great match last night, and he looked like the Federer of old, and or the Federer that we know. He struggled through a couple of matches, and I'm going to have to attribute that to jet lag.
Yeah.
I'm serious. He played. I think it was Mark that asked him how he felt and stuff. He says, that's probably the worst I've played in my life.
Yeah.
And so I just, I thought that was kind of interesting.
He missed the entire ball there.
Well.
Yeah, Naoki called the two in the side, but he missed the entire ball.
Naoki off of a big win last night after going to a deep shootout with Jesus Atencio.
Oh, wow.
They were tied at 13. That means 4 from the regular spot and 9 up on top.
That's amazing.
They were tied at 13. Jesus missed his 14th, and Naoki made it.
Wow.
That was, you should have seen the crowd we had for that, Tony. Wow.
Wow.
So I think one thing that Roland doesn't want to do is take this to a shootout, because the gentleman he's against has probably set the record for what we've seen in all 4 events last year and in this one.
Yeah, it's tough to beat that. Yesterday we had an interesting shootout between Jonas Soto and Albin Ocean. And I think it was 7 or 9 in a row. I don't remember what it was. And then Jonas blinked, and Albin made the next one.
Yep.
This one.
It would have been the 7th one. Jonas missed the 7th one, and Albin made the 8th, the 7th. Yeah, they're going pretty deep, and well, that missing the whole ball by Oi brought Roland to the table, and things look pretty simple to close this first game out.
That's interesting. Roland took out his extension and then decided to go with the bridge anyway.
Now, I was doing the introduction when they broke the balls. Did Roland break or Naoki? Oi did, right?
What was that, buddy?
Who broke the balls?
Naoki. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, thanks. I have a little scorekeeping technique I use, and I like to track who broke first.
Oh, nice. Well, that's very good. What's interesting, I thought about it, and I said, you know what, maybe the reason why Roland decided to not use the extension is because it takes a couple of precious seconds to take it apart and put it back over there and before he continues his next inning. So he probably wants to, save as much time as possible. If
for the 10 ball, for the 10 ball?
Yeah, that's the reason why. That's actually a pretty good move.
And it was not a hard shot, and he just had to hold for the 9, and he was going to get the nice angle to go to the 10. So
I want to say hi to everyone in the chat room. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the match. And once again, I'm here with George, and we're having a blast over here, George. Right?
Well, it's a pleasure to do this with you. Have we done 2 matches now, or just 1?
2 matches.
We did 2 matches.
Yeah, this is our second match.
It's been very enjoyable in the booth. And we want to give a big shout out to Mike, who's just walking by the booth right now. He brought us a box of donuts
Yeah, Amy's Donuts
in
here.
appreciation for, he says, I've been sitting at home watching, listening to you guys, and you're doing a great job. And he said, Tony is fantastic, and he brought the donuts out for us.
Oh, thank you for that, Mike. We really appreciate it. I just had, I think, the Nutella one, and it was delicious.
They were good. Second game. Roland wins the first one, breaks the second one. This is a 2 races to 4. If they tie, they will go to a shootout. 3 foul rule is in effect. 10 balls count on the break. Combos, early combos is a win on the 10. Mr. Oy sitting down, observing his opponent at the table. Costly mistake in the first game. Lost it for him.
Yeah, this he lost a little control of the cue ball a bit there. So he's faced with this shot. I don't know if he's going to go for it in the corner. He only has like half a pocket.
Yeah, that's...
So I think that would be way too risky. So he definitely needs to play a defensive shot here.
He has more of a pocket on the right side. But he's concerned with that scratch on the left, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. He can draw out of it. We'll see what he does.
I think he's struggling with his, he can't hit it full enough to get past the 5 without going towards the corner pocket unless he overcuts it a bit. So let's see if he decides to do that. Yep. Yeah, he could.
Oh, he maneuvered. He took the speed on the object ball. I thought he was going to try to get behind the 5 first, but no, he just came with the 5.
Well, Naoki doesn't want to move the 1 much here. If he can hit it super thin and put it in front of the,
There's nothing to get behind, though.
But if he puts it in front of the 2 ball, he could hit it way further than that. Yeah. Because,
Is he going to get behind his 10?
Well, that's what he was going for.
That's a great shot. Well, he's at the long straight in, and he really has to take quite a risk to try to get position on the 2.
I don't know. I like going rail first here for the possibility of making it and maybe, hitting the ball first. I don't know if you can avoid that double kiss. Unless he really overcuts it.
Yeah,
but if he does that, then it's easy to lose control of the cue ball. The cue ball might go 2 rails, run into the 5. If he really overcuts it.
What about going rail first? Would you consider that?
That's what I said. I said I prefer to go rail first and at least give the 1 ball a chance. And, because if he hits it on the thick side, he could possibly end up going. He's going to try to stop it there.
He did. Did a pretty good job.
Yeah. I know, but you see him wave his hand like that. You could tell he wanted to hit it with more speed. He didn't. He wanted to hit it with more speed and send the 1 lower. But honestly, he's okay here. To the point where he didn't leave an offensive shot. But Naoki has an opportunity here to really bury him if he wanted to.
And if there's an opportunity, this young man here at the table will take advantage.
Well, he has options here. He can hit either side of the ball and either put him behind the 2 or possibly behind the 5 or underneath the 10 if he decides to hit the other spot. But that's a little trickier. Well, he went for it. That was a surprise right there.
Did he got that aggressive in that small pocket?
Yeah, because that was a very shallow angle. And these pockets are definitely playing tougher than they were in the beginning of the tournament.
Well, the cloth breaks in. It's seen some action. And Roland again comes to what is now kind of an open table. And the way the balls are laid out, they're on each side of the table. The 3 to the 4, the 4 to the 5. Well, the 4 leads right into the 5.
And he's not straight on the 2. He has a great angle here.
Yep.
Came a little short, though. Now he might have to go back and forth a bit. He definitely wants to hit this low. Come off the long rail and back to that side of the table again.
I want to thank all the viewers for joining us. Tony Robles is here, and my name is George Tejachea. And we're bringing you the live action from Tucson, Arizona at Casino del Sol.
You want to go to the center of the table here and then go 1 rail towards the 6. Try to get a little bit on the straighter side, so that we can draw in a straighter line towards the 7 for the side pocket, and then use the 7 to go 2 or 3 rails for the 8 ball.
Some guys try to line up straight in on the 7 for the side and then just draw over.
Yeah, I think that's a lower percentage shot unless you're Federer Gorse, who has like
perfect control.
Control of the cue ball when it comes to the draw. I think he's the best at controlling the ball.
I think he's going to go the 2 rails. Yeah. See, I like that approach, like you said.
Well, you're going towards the 8 if you're coming off the second rail. You know, when you're coming off the second rail.
The line shape always seems to be better. We'll take a break after this 10 ball, and we'll be right back after the break, after we pay the bills with a couple commercials.
I thought you...
And we're back with Roland Garcia to break the 3rd rack, leading 2-0 over Naoyuki Oi. He had a great match with Alex Pagulayan that sent it to a shootout, and Alex missed the 4th one, I believe, and Oi made his. And of course, he was in a great shootout with Jesus Atencio. And right here, if this trend continues, he's going to have to play good, real good, to get into a shootout. But it's only 2-0, and in this fast-paced 10 ball, it goes quick.
I think he's thinking of whether or not he can reach it, or if not, can he push it for a jump shot so that he can reach it.
Well, he's got 60 seconds after the break.
Yeah.
He gave himself a little bit closer to the edge of the table so he can jump it if he chooses to. Roland's looking at this now. It's not much offensively they can do other than make it, right?
Yeah,
and settle for a bank.
You know, Roland looked a little disappointed that he couldn't reach it, because you could tell he wanted to shoot it. Because, you know, when the ball's that close to the rail, you have, you know, a better chance of pocketing it, because you don't have that much room to really overcut it so badly that you can miss it, you know.
This is, you know, as jump shots go, this is a pretty straightforward one, and it's a high percentage make, isn't it?
Ooh, but unfortunately he jumped.
And then there's that.
Table, yeah. Yeah, he just overhit it. He just overhit it.
He didn't land that cue ball real soft. Like you say, he overhit it. And so that turns out to be a very smart move by Roland. Hindsight.
And I don't see him having any problems here, George. I think the key here is a 6 to the 7. You know, the 3, 4, 5 are,
Yeah.
are so close together, and you know the 4 gets the 5 in the corner of the side, and then from the 5 to the 6, you just have to go past that 10 and the 8.
Yeah, it is very straightforward, and the good thing about it is that 5 won't be there to swing around for the 7 from the 6, so it lays pretty nice, like you said. One of the things about commentating pro pool is, they all know the right shots, and now it's just a matter of playing them. Although we've seen a few times where they've taken some different shots,
Yeah,
which really has surprised me, because most of the time, 75% of the players will be playing the same shot, and because it's the right shot, and pros pretty much know that and how to play it.
we're talking about the right shot here, right? Do you prefer leaving the cue ball where it is now after the 5 ball and going 2 rails towards the 7?
Yes, around the 8.
Yes.
Yeah, I would get to about where the 10 ball is, and have that little natural angle to come around the 8, hitting probably the middle diamond on the right side.
Yeah.
To make sure you get all the way around the 8.
See, I think he's going to leave it on the other side.
On the bottom and then go up.
Because the other one is a little sensitive, speed sensitive. But when you end up with the correct angle, you almost overcut that. I don't think he got as much angle as he was hoping for. I think getting straight on the 6 would be a better option, because once you get straight on the 6, you just draw it straight back to the rail.
Right.
And then go towards the 7. Here, this is more speed dependent, but this is what happens when you're a top player. You make these shots look like a hanger.
Yeah.
Right?
There was another shot there, but it looks really dangerous, of drawing straight up the rail towards the side pocket for the 7. Again, that one is speed dependent, like you said. I like the line shape. I like coming off the rail and having my cue ball travel towards my object ball.
Yeah, but when I give private lessons, what I tell my students is, when you shoot that 5 ball and you're practicing, shoot to play position both ways. Because my goal is to turn you into a GPS navigational system, so that if your favorite route is being blocked, we spoke about this before, you have an alternate route, right? Ooh, look at that. Oh, my God.
It's good to speak about it again, because it's very important, especially for, I would say most of the people in the chat are amateurs. And you give private lessons, and by explaining some of this, it's like giving a private lesson to them right here.
Yeah. Wow, that was a shocking miss, right?
Yes. Well, we've seen a few of those from Moy. He started out the match with one.
Yeah.
His first shot of the match.
Oh, look at that. He overdrew that one. Ooh.
See, I like using rails there, but that draw shot was, you had to go with it. But yeah, he did get it back a little too far. That could have scratched.
I know someone was asking how many players are remaining. You want to tell them?
Oh,
George?
sure. There's 16. We're down to the final 16, folks. This is a 2-stage tournament. It was a double elimination tournament until the final 16. Then it's a redraw. The winners are placed, and they draw the one lost side. And so this is the first match, or round 1, of the final 16. All 16 players have $1,000 because they made today. Then once you make the final round, there's a $1,000 payoff. First, they're playing for a $25,000 first place, a $15,000 second place, and let me see, I had that written down. I forgot the other prizes. The rest of the money and the rest of the story, folks. There it is, and the $7,500 for 3rd and 4th, and 5th through 8th. So the winner of this round will go on to 5th through 8th for a $3,000 payday. This match is worth $2,000 to the winner. Oi to break. 2-1. There goes the 9. Cue ball lines up nice for the 1 ball. So he's got a nice opening shot on the 1 with a straight draw for the 2. The 3 ball's in trouble, but he's got a billiard off the 3 for the 8 in the side.
That's correct, and he needs to be careful not to overcut this one too much, because if he does, the cue ball's going to go slightly to the right side of the table, closer to the 6, so he might not end up with the angle that he needs. See, he just pointed to the 6 ball. And it's not a bad thing to run into the 6 as long as you hit the left side of it, because if you hit the left side of the 6, then the cue ball goes straight up for perfect position on the 2 ball. Oh, he was able to cheat the pocket.
He had a little angle.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. It's just the hair of an angle.
He
It
had
didn't
more
look like it
angle
at
than what I
first.
thought he did. That's
Sure.
great.
Yeah, that's kind of, when we think they're straight, sometimes they're not. It's just a hair of an angle, enough to do something like that.
Well, I like playing the billiard off the 8. The question is, how do you get position on the 3 ball? You might have to bank it 3 rails or towards the 10 ball.
You can bank it right towards the 10 and maybe get a shot, get a combo on it. He's come too far. He's going to play the combo on it. Wow.
No, he's playing the 8 ball. He's playing the 8 ball. He likes that. It's not a bad shot. If it's straight on, then he's good.
Well, as I look at the layout there, Tony, I could see if he plays the billiard on the 8, it banks the 3 towards the 10. There's a small chance he could get hooked by the 4 ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think what he's going to do here is he's going to either draw it back a bit and try to have the 3 replace the 8 ball, but I think he came a little farther than what he wanted to.
Yeah.
So he has to be careful not to miss the 8. There you go. See, so like I said, the 3 pretty much almost replaced the 8.
Sure did.
In front of it.
And it sat up pretty in front of the pocket.
Yeah, and he has the option to play in the corner or the side. This is a preference shot right here. You either hit it with follow and come for the corner, or just hit it a little harder and then come for the side pocket. I kind of like the side pocket because you have so much room on the bottom of the table to work with. You can underhit it like he did here, slightly underhit. If you overhit it, if you end up straight, you're in good shape regardless.
Yeah, in that certain position, I totally agree, because plus the 5 ball is wide open.
What was that, George? I'm sorry.
I said with the side pocket, choosing the side pocket. I totally agree, because the 5 balls are wide open. So if you get
That's correct.
if you get an angle that you don't really like, it's easy to get to and get back in line.
Oh, he's definitely in line here.
Yep. This is to tie it up. And a timeout after this 10 ball. Again, we have those commercials for you guys. Enjoy the video on YouTube, guys. And we are back to the live action. Oi to break. Tied at 2. Race to 4. Slight movement on the 10 ball. I believe he made a ball in the upper pocket. In the side pocket, he made the 7 ball. Thanks to the screen, I can see it laying at the bottom of the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have to jump this if he can't see enough. Oh, I guess he can spin it in. Okay. Maybe a little masse or a little throw shot.
Just a little throw shot, I think.
Doesn't want to get too much movement on the cue ball, though.
We can tell by his elevation, and it's not much.
He doesn't want to end up getting too much angle on the 2 ball, because then he has to contend. Well, he's fine there because he can go past the 9 with inside spin and go 2 rails for the 3 ball.
Big pocket with the 6 ball for the 3.
Unless he has an angle to run into the 5, that would be sweet. Then he gets straight on the 3, shoot a stop shot on the 3, and then get straight on the 4 for the opposite pocket. That would be ideal. We're about to find out. Nope, he did the inside spin. The inside spinneroni. That's what I call it, the spinneroni.
Spinneroni. Yeah, I hear the Italian food in New York is good, so you want to add an O-N-I to everything.
Yeah.
Spinneroni, macaroni, you know, all that.
Make sure that the 6 doesn't come down here and mess anything up. I've seen that happen.
Did it just hit the,
yeah, I hit the cue ball game.
Yeah.
I've had that shot come up in straight pool for so many years. I know that one by heart.
I know you're a straight pool fanatic. I don't want to call you fanatic. A straight pool aficionado.
Yeah, so I am a straight pool fanatic. It's my favorite game.
Used to be mine until I turned 21, and that was a long time ago.
Well, it looks like Oi's going to take a lead here.
Sure does.
Yeah. And I want to give a special shout out to the people from the Philippines who are tuning in to support Roland, but also to the people of beautiful Japan who are tuning in to support Oi. We appreciate you tuning in and supporting your favorite player.
The more fans, the merrier. You know, I never think to do that. I appreciate that, Tony. I'm taking lessons here.
I try to do that for every. Yeah, I did the same thing with Ralph and Federer earlier. For a second there, I think he thought he hit it too hard, but he hit it with perfect speed.
Oh, yes. It's beautiful. He seems to be working himself into a nice rhythm. Of course, he's always kind of a fast player. He is always on the move. And now for a 1-game lead. Rattling off 3 games in a row. John Lehman, our head referee, tournament director, racking. This is being played on the brand new Predator one-piece slate tables on the Predator Arcadia Cloth with the rack, as you can see, is Predator. Take a look at the balls and you'll see the reflection from the lights on the balls that shows the lighting. It's one 9-foot table light with 6 7-foot table lights around it, which lights up the table very well with no shadows, and it lights up the arena real nice.
It really does.
It sure does.
Do a tremendous job. Ira Lee and his crew, they're unbelievable.
And when it comes to your neck of the woods, Wisconsin, Las Vegas, Michigan, Ohio, and soon Puerto Rico in November, you'll enjoy this setup because it is a beautiful setup. They'll move it from place to place. Predator ships the tables, the lights, and everything together. CSI, of course, the CSI crew. Is it Ira Lee?
Ira Lee, yeah, that's correct.
And Kang put them all together for you. And Oi has broken the balls. Would you take a chance on kicking this or just the bottom rail and kick it up and get safe?
It all depends on how I'm feeling. It all
Okay.
depends on how I'm feeling, but yes, you might want to take the risk only because of the level of competition you're playing against. You know, you leave him anywhere easy, and it makes it more difficult for you to get a good return shot, right? And that's what you want to increase. Now, I also like the idea of what he did because that's one of my favorite moves in a push out, to set up a dead straight shot with the cue ball frozen on the rail, on the top rail.
Okay.
You see, so if you do that and you leave him dead straight, there's not much they can do to play position on the 2 unless they want to try a crazy shot elevate if you're able to, and then draw all the way table length and then go to the other side.
I see. See, what I like here is coming off the bottom rail, catching the second rail, hitting the bottom of the one, and that should send the cue ball towards that 2 and sends the 1 ball up for cover. It's a 2-rail kick, in other words. And it seems to lay pretty nice for it.
Absolutely, yeah. And, you know, some players shoot that better than others.
Well, you know, you're a straight pool player. I play a little bit of one pocket, and those little touch shots like that and those 2-rail, you know, safeties like that can come into play.
I think he's looking for a possible jump kick or just a kick in general.
Well, actually, he widened the angle to kick off the head rail to try to make the 1, so he can possibly get shape for the 2. And we'll see what Roland does here.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at.
I think Roland has a very just kick and bring the cue ball down below the 10.
Yeah. No, and I like the fact that, you know, there's a good chance that the cue ball might come off the 1 and run into the 10 and stop there just in case it goes in, the 1 ball. He still has a chance. He did too thin, though. He hit that a little too thin.
It worked out nice.
He got away with it. See? No, that's not what he meant to do. That's why he raised his hand to apologize.
I don't see why, because that 2-rail kick, that's how I envisioned it working out.
Yeah.
Always got a little jump shot, and he's got the proper cue for it.
So we have someone from Germany says, greetings from Germany, greetings from Athens, Greece. I've been to both, and they're beautiful countries, and they're awesome.
I love to hear from the viewers, you know, where they're from and things like that, and that they're viewing in Greece, Germany, all over the world. It's so it really makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And from all around the world. I know the Filipinos listen quite a bit. I can see sometimes when I do view the chat that we have people from Japan, from Kuwait, it looks like. So everyone's supporting their favorite players, and that's exactly what Predator and CSI are trying to do with this tour, with these Pro Billiard Series, is gain a good fan base for the players.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Houston, Texas, Los Angeles, England.
Oh, we better have Jeremy Jones in there. Is he out there chatting with us?
You see how he
can't be here. I miss him.
He jumped up on that shot just enough to overcut it, right? His only saving grace here is if the 7 doesn't have a pocket, and even then, all he has a pretty decent carom to the 10.
Yep.
So it's not looking good here for Roland.
No. And he's down 3-2, so he needs this game. And it looks like he has just the right angle to go forward 2 rails for position on the 2.
He
just came with 1.
Yeah, he just changed the side. And that's a preference.
Exactly.
I prefer to go to 2 rails just so that I don't have to worry about coming short, you know. Every once in a while you have that little movement, and when you have that little movement, you underhit the ball, or you undercut the ball is what I meant, and it slows down the cue ball. We have North Carolina here, New Zealand, Italy, Saudi Arabia, Colorado, man, from all over.
Just all over,
South Africa. Thank you all
that's
for tuning.
Awesome. That's awesome. We can have a little bit of an interactive chat.
Yeah, Cleveland, the Bahamas, Turkey, wow. Colorado Springs.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the shout-outs, and thanks for letting us know where you're from. Keen Renovations. My name is George Tejea, not Manny.
Yeah, Manny from Amsterdam Billiards. How are you,
Oh,
pal?
that's Manny from Amsterdam. You know him. Okay, good. I thought he was... I misread that. I kind of just glanced at it.
And San Diego's also in the house.
Well, they're only a 5-hour drive. I like buying tequila there.
Yeah.
At Old Town Liquors.
So let's see, George. Let's see if he decides to go for that. He might have enough room to cut the 7. You know, look, that's what he's looking at. He might have enough room. If he does, and I think that the move here is to try to get as straight on the 6 as possible. If he doesn't, he can always play the billiard. But gathering from what he did with his cue there, I'm assuming the 7 does go.
I kind of like trying to. Well, he's not going to get there now, but I kind of like getting on the line from the 9 to the 6 straight down, and taking the billiard into it, taking the cue ball into the 7, pushing it towards the pocket.
That's it. That's what he's looking, right? I think he's going to go with the billiard.
But had he had his cue ball over, yeah, he's called the 10. He's going for a quickie. He says, I don't want to run these 4 balls. I'll just make it now.
And this is for the set. So
Yes, it
very
is.
important to make sure he makes this, because if not, it's giving him an possible opportunity. There you go. That's it.
Timeout, and we'll be back with second set. And we are back for the second set. The beginning, Roland Garcia to break. Oy broke first. He won the lag.
Oh,
is the 9-ball going?
well, he made the 1 ball, so he's in good shape here.
And he's nicely set up on the deuce. From this angle, you can't see where he's going to go, really. He's going to go to the side pocket with a 3, just kind of comes down. This is a nice little, he's kind of like ironing the table here, going back and forth.
Yeah, right. It's good exercise.
It's
I
good
like
exercise.
the back and forth, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't quite give himself the angle, but he'll come through it.
Yeah, I think he's going to go 2 rails here.
Around the 5-7, 6-7.
Between, right? Between the 7 and the 10.
I thought he might go around it, but took. Well, yeah, he had a sharper angle, so yes. Now he blocked.
Well, I think the way he was looking at it is if he went past the 7, he might end up risking a straighter shot on straighter angle on the 5 ball. Over here, once he gets straight on slightly on the other side.
Pocket, yep. This looks good. This looks good for Roland.
That's perfect.
Quick break and run just to start off the set. I mean, that is the main objective for just about every player I can think of, is to open the set with a break and run.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's the same objective when you're trying to close out the set. And you tend to overhit it and scratch on the break.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
For the amateurs, the elite pros, they close the deal. And Roland's closed the deal here, it looks like. First game to Roland Garcia once he makes his 10 ball.
And a quick one, too.
Yeah, quick 1 minute break and run. Those go quick and they go nice. They're great for a schedule, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, scheduling-wise, yeah, for sure.
You don't run over.
I noticed a couple of people in the chat have seen the video that I made for GQ magazine last week, which has had over 2 million views. So.
Oh, you showed me a little bit of that. You showed
Yeah.
me some of the views. Yeah, the 2 million views. I remember seeing that.
So I'm supposed to be flying to LA tomorrow to do a new one with the company that produced it, and it's called Levels, where they do, you know, they hire a professional in their field and they do different levels. For example, they hired a pianist that played Happy Birthday on the piano in 8 different levels. A simple ding 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 ding, and then ding 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 ding, like level 8 classical
dresses
style,
it up.
you know? Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
That sounds awesome. GQ magazine, huh? I'm gonna have to dress nicer when I'm around you.
Yeah, Gentleman's Quarterly, right?
That's right. There goes the 8 there, and that was it. Just the 8. Oh, nice position on the 1. Easy 3-5 combo if he so desires. No,
I think he doesn't have much of a choice but to, given the angle that he has on the 1 ball, side angle. You know, the 4 ball is blocking the 3 from going in the pocket, so I think that it's definitely, he's better off just hitting.
Well, and it lays so well. It lays so natural.
Well, especially if he gets dead straight on it.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, no, I like the lay of the table. When it lays right, there's nothing wrong. Combos are good. You don't have to break balls out. It's when they don't lay right that you or you have to go for a perfect position, and it's hard to get to it. But that was so available.
Yeah, and this is a very important shot. This is a shot of the rack, actually, for him thus far. He has to really secure that 5 ball.
You can just roll it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all he has to do. And now he's got a little bit of an angle. You go 2 rails here, right by the 6.
Bustamante style.
Oh, behind the back.
I wonder if he's going to play in the same pocket.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Looks like
it. That's the move. You know, the 6 is by the spot, so it's like very tough to shorten the angle from there.
And plus, if you going by, you might go into the side.
And he got absolutely perfect on the 4 where he wasn't too straight at all.
And it's nice that he got where he can, you know, get off the rail, like you just said. Just we're going to have 2 breaking runs in a row. If he gets up on the 7 ball, it sure is going to look like it.
Came a little short there. He's good. He's good. Just going to end up with a little more speed on the cue than what he wanted.
You use the bottom rail, don't you, Tony? No, he's going to slow roll it.
No, you can tell he killed. I mean, he really killed that ball. He killed that
ball
nicely.
Most players will use the bottom rail and come back up towards the 9.
No, he's feeling it. He's feeling it. He definitely wants the shootout.
This is the only time someone has broken around 2 racks in a row other than Oy against Pagalayan.
Yeah.
Break. We're going to keep going. Okay.
We're looking for a shootout in the desert, right?
Well, we're only an hour's drive from Tucson, Arizona. You know what that means, right? The Wild Wild West.
That's right.
You got to keep in mind.
I'm pretty sure you've seen that film, right? I'm your Huckleberry.
Oh yeah, I'll be your Huckleberry.
It's one of my favorite films.
Right. Yeah.
The scene where he said that when he told him you're nothing but a drunk piano player, and Val Kilmer says, as a matter of fact, you've seen double. And Val Kilmer says, I have 2 guns, 1 for each of you. What a great line that is.
I've seen that Tombstone with 2 different characters, you know, both of them. There was 2 of them. 2 big movies made. Yeah, that was a great movie. Yeah, it was, we were in Arizona. And the other thing about being in Arizona, Tombstone is also right next to Cochise County, which in the Chiricahua Mountains, so you had the Chiricahua Apaches, you know, so it goes back quite a ways. All the Westerns have something to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them.
Well, unfortunately, he came up dry in the break there, so this is Oy's chance to put 1 beat up.
Yeah, he's got to get something up to try to close them out before they not go to a shootout. One thing about winning the first set is you want to win the next one so there is no shootout. And if you're the other player, you want to win the next one so that there is a shootout. Best you can do is a shootout, and if you win the first set, best you can do is close them out in the second. That's one of the pretty things about this. You're always in it.
Yeah.
Even from behind. And it's such a short race. I think we saw it a couple of times where someone was leading 3-0, and all of a sudden it's hill.
Yeah. No, and the great thing about this format, too, is you can end up not winning as many racks as your opponent and still end up with a shootout. You know, if you win the first match 4-0, and then your opponent wins the next one 4-3, they're still in the shootout. Despite the fact they only won 3 racks to your 8 and to your 7.
That's
you
true.
know,
and I think that could be one of the complaints that I see is you can win more games and still lose the match.
Yeah, because if they were playing a race, then it'd be like a 7-3 race or something. And I can understand that point, but you know, when I'm watching this right here, the score in the bottom left-hand screen, I feel like I'm watching a tennis match. You know, it doesn't matter how many points you make.
Right.
They end up going to the third or fourth or fifth set. You know,
and it's a full match. And the nice thing about the shootout is it's not all 10 ball. Now it comes down to pressure shots, which changes things a little bit, and it adds a different aspect to the game. You know, if you play one game, a break and run, you never got out of your chair. Let's play one game for it. Well, you never get out of your chair. Is that fair? How do you feel about that? The guy breaking runs, or he breaks it, makes it on the break.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, listen. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's interesting that the 10 ball actually counts on the break in such a short race, right? That's another complaint. But you know,
again, that adds. All right, who do you bet on when you have 2 well-matched players?
Yeah.
There's I don't want to call it a luck factor, because I honestly believe that if you're making 10 balls on the break, you've worked on your break and you're moving the 10 ball on purpose. So, who worked on what best?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking to play.
And
Set
there
the
is
rules
that.
and I'll play, right?
Actually, if I wasn't doing commentary for this tournament, I would have signed up to play.
Yeah, he jumped up on that shot in 2 ball. But honestly, I'm not surprised that he shot it that way, because he was trying to come off the rail. Because the good thing about that shot that I liked about, and again, this is a straight pull shot. He was trying to go 3 rails, and if he hits the left side of the 10, the cue ball comes off the 10, possibly maybe nudge a 4 and still go towards the 3 ball.
Okay.
If he misses a 10 and hits a 4, he still sees the 3
gets
ball.
it. So anywhere in the area.
Yeah, as long as you come off that second rail high enough to make sure you hit the left side of any one of those 2 balls, you're in good shape, right? But he still jumped up.
You know, you have some names for some shots. See, I call those GV shots. General vicinity.
General vicinity. I hear you. Well, Roland has to figure out how to play a safe here. I kind of like slow rolling it a bit with a little bit of inside and leaving him frozen to 3, but you can also put it behind the 5 and the 8.
And
which is what he elected to do. And he hit it really good.
That's a bit of a jump shot, but
just wondering if he's going to try to hit the ball first. Yeah, he is.
He went right
I was just
around.
wondering if he had enough room to hit the rail first before the ball, so that way the cue ball might tuck itself underneath the 4 and the 10, you know. But I don't think he could see that.
Yeah, I honestly, to tell you the truth, didn't think that far ahead. I figured he'd be hitting the ball, and I was just wondering if he was trying to play it off the 4, open those up, or what he just did. Either way, Roland is back to the table with a good shot on the deuce. The 4's tied up and the 6 is tied up.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the 10 is dead as far as the caram's concerned. I think he's looking more for the bank on the 4 ball, but even then he still has to figure out position on the 5 ball, and then we have to see if the 6 goes in the side. I can't tell from here if the 6. It doesn't look from this angle that it does.
Now that shot was interesting to me. I was looking to see if he had the angle to come down to the bottom rail with right-hand English and spin back towards the 410 to open it up when he shot the 3.
I think what he's looking to do here is throw the 10 in if he's able to. If he can, that's fine, but watch it that he doesn't really break. Yep, he made it. I was saying watch it that he doesn't shoot the 4 into the 6, 9 and break it up and then leave him an open table if he, fails to make the 10, right? But that was a nice throw shot there, and he hit it with just the right speed to bank it in.
Great shot. Again, Predator provides the equipment. CSI is the parent company of the BCA Pool League and the USA Pool League. So we have the amateurs, the Arizona State Championships going on at the same time. So we have a big ballroom full of 47-foot tables, and then the seven Predator single slate. One's a practice, 6 are in use. And actually, for the rest of the day, I think we're going to use 2 tables.
And what an incredible job CSI has done with Predator, CueSports International, huh?
It has really grown it, and the prize money has more than doubled. Last year, this was a $25,000 added event.
It was $12,000 for first last year.
It was $12,000 for first, and this year it was over $52,000 in added monies. It's $25,000 first prize. Second place would be getting more than the first prize winner got last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes, it's awesome. They've done a great job. And they fine-tuned the format they made changes last year, and they're still open to making a change here, change there if it's so required. They'll adjust. They're very willing to adjust, and they do listen to the players.
Yeah, they listen to the feedback, which I think is extremely important.
Yeah, they really do. The only thing I'm hoping they don't change very much is the commentator. That way I can keep doing this for a little bit.
I seriously doubt you're going to be going anywhere, George. I seriously
doubt we have guys like you in here trying to push me out, and I'm just teasing.
No.
I'm totally teasing.
I'm a player first, man. Anytime I'm here, it's just a little bonus, but I mean, I really do believe I can win one of these. There's a reason. I started practice. I just got to work on my game a little more. You know, not that I'm making excuses or anything, but
from a player's aspect, okay. Do you look at this like this can help you fine tune your game and be more pressure packed and pressure ready?
Absolutely.
Sure, I think so too, and I think it's great for the players, and it's a big opportunity for them.
Well, what I like about this format is that it forces you to play and focus from the very beginning of the match. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to do it when you're playing a long race, but some players tend to not focus as much in the beginning of the match if it's a longer race.
Because they can always catch up.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of catching up, I don't think Oy is going to have an opportunity for that.
Yeah, I doubt that. I mean, Roland is just in the zone
right
now.
Oh, wait a minute. Something just slipped away.
As soon as we said something.
All right, here you go. You need this to send it to a shootout. Do you bank this and get position, or do you play safe?
Oh, I would go for the bank and, obviously try to come a little short just in case I miss it. But, yeah, I would definitely go for it because at least I have a chance of winning the match.
Exactly, and that's your reasoning. And plus you're 3 games ahead. So does the fact that you're 3 games ahead have to do with, if you were Hill, would you go for this?
I would still go for it. I would still, try to come short. That way, I feel that if I leave my opponent a tough shot and he makes it, God bless him. At least I made him earn it. It's better than going for something crazy and hanging the ball in front of the pocket and just handing it to him or her. See, that's what I like about that.
That's a smart shot.
That's what I'm saying.
The way he played that.
If he gets out from here, God bless him. That means I made him earn it. I didn't give it to him, right?
I think Oi's going to make this ball. I think he's going to cross bank it. I mean, he's going to straight back into this corner and come around for position.
And Oy is more than capable of winning 4 in a row. We all know that.
Sure. Well, on the Alex Bagaline, he ran the last 2 racks to send it to a shootout. Whoa!
Oh, he came short on that one.
Awfully short. I was a little surprised there. But he's going to come out okay.
He might have gotten away with it. Not sure yet. Oh, yep. I don't know.
That's a tough cut. You're looking at the table.
Well, it's not so much a tough cut. It's just, I'm wondering if he can avoid the scratch.
In the upper corner?
In the top left-hand corner, because of the fact that the 10's there, you have to hit it with more spin to avoid running into the 10. So, we're about to find out. See, he still hit the 10. But he came out smelling like a rose, right?
Roses do smell good, by the way. My wife's only complaint about roses is they don't last very long on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
And for a shootout.
Well, some people like to look at it as him getting rewarded.
Yeah,
We'll be
right
back for the shootout. Okay.
And we are back live with a shootout here in Tucson, Arizona. You can tell by the graphics on the screen where the cue ball is placed, where the 10 ball goes. It is spotted directly behind the spot where the 10 ball is spotted in the rack, or positioned in the rack, and you see the arrow where it has to go. Any deviation from that, and it is not a good shot. They will switch sides. Whoever won the lag has the choice of going first and picking the side. If it's 4 innings. If it is tied at the end of 4 innings, they back the cue ball up 1 diamond. And so it's in the box at the top of the table, 1 diamond square. And I believe Oi broke, so...
Yeah, Oi's just getting back from a break, so he'll be in the arena soon. And we're looking forward to a very great shootout. And by the way, good buddy of mine, Phil Capel, is listening to the commentary.
Oh, he writes all the books, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've always considered him to have written the greatest instructional books ever written in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, because he's written books on pretty much every game in pool, as well as a mental game. But I've been trying to get them to elect him into the Hall of Fame because I think he deserves it.
There you go.
And for those of you listening out there, one of the ways that I found out he can possibly get nominated is if we have enough people saying that he deserves to be there. So for those of you listening, if you want to send out messages on Facebook or Billiards Digest or whatever, that's the way to go.
That's
so
awesome.
We appreciate you listening and tuning in, Phil.
Shot number 1. Oi was in a shootout yesterday with Jesus Atencio. They were tied at 13. Atencio missed the 14th, and Oi made his 14th. It was
crazy.
Exciting. It was pressure packed. A ton of people watching. The whole ballroom stopped to watch the shootout. Now, you must make. Oi will determine the sides. You'll go first. Keep in mind, it's 4 innings. At the end of the 4 innings, whoever's ahead wins. If they're tied, the cue ball is backed up. Someone in the chat asked what my favorite liquor was. Tequila Dos Artes. Extra añejo.
That's awesome.
I'll take a bottle. I made a stop in San Diego to pick up a bottle, and it doubled in price. It's the only place I could find it. I couldn't find it in Arizona.
Well, we got ourselves the shootout in the desert that we were hoping for.
Yes. And tequila is made not far from here, just south of the border in Jalisco. In fact, there's a little town named Tequila.
Ooh, he jumped up on that one.
That is the
big time.
first
Oh,
spot
yeah.
shot
But do
he
you see
has
his
missed.
bridge?
Yeah. It's the first one he's missed. He made the 15th, so that was the 16th
Yeah.
one from last night.
Yeah, he's not happy with himself. Yeah, he unfortunately he moved his bridge even before he struck that cue ball. Favorite pool movie? I've been asked what's my favorite pool movie. I love The Hustler. That's the first one
That's
I ever
the classic.
saw. Yeah,
I
love The
agree.
Hustler.
And Color Money was good too.
Color Money was excellent.
Yeah, they were both on pretty much on the same level. And Roland's on a level. He's one ahead. Now, if he doesn't miss, he can just win with four to whatever Oy has at the end of 4 innings, because Oy has missed. So the pressure in a way is on Oy not to miss anymore, and it's on Roland not to miss.
Yeah, he needs to get that miss out of his mind.
He needs to think of the 14 he made last night. And that's how he was hitting
Back on
last
track.
night.
Back on track. Pool Junkies was awesome too, man. It's just so many great films. To me personally, the fact that anyone even considers making a film about pool and support the sport, I'm all for it. You know,
it does.
I mean, there's a very little known film called Turn the River that I made an appearance on.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah. You should check it out. It's not the
Turn
greatest
the
film in the
River.
world, but it's a pool film.
Yeah. I've seen a few of them. There's a couple here and there.
So once again, Oy has to hope that Roland misses the next one. This is a pressure hit because if Oy misses this one, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah. So he must make it in order to stay alive and hope that Roland misses the next one.
This is one of the huge advantages of going first. Is this position right here? If you happen to miss one, the pressure's all on you. It's right here. It's to Oy, it's sudden death now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is sudden death.
Can't afford to miss.
You know, Roland can afford the miss because if it'll go to sudden death. It's not like he's going to lose. But this one, if he misses it, it's over. And he made it.
And now for Roland.
This is where you start to do the sign of the cross.
The sign of the cross. For Roland, I wouldn't want to think about it this way. To me, it would be, I got to make it, because you win with this shot.
Yeah.
But in the back of his mind, you don't want to let that slip in, I think, is that if I miss this, I still don't lose. Now, does that relieve pressure or keep the pressure on you?
You know, I like to keep my thought process exactly the same without altering my thoughts because that's when I feel that I am truly focused 100% on the task at hand. So I always try my best not to do that.
Folks, that was a perfect answer for you guys out there, for you viewers.
And he wins a match.
There it is.
Great match, guys. Great match.
We'll be back with the next match soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a nice round of applause for Mr. New York, New York. Finishing in on cloud 16.